So I wanted to talk a little bit about empathic communication because I think a lot of people, myself included, in the past had it really sort of backwards, I want to say. Again, when you grow up and you feel super sensitive to the environment around you and you feel vulnerable and you're so sensitive to the energy around you, it's natural to shrink back and it's natural to protect yourself from situations that feel like they're going to hurt you, because if you have super heightened emotional capacity, it doesn't take much to mess with your body and mess with who you are. And of course, most of us have believed that's a weakness, that being sensitive is a weakness, but hopefully if you followed any of my videos, you have seen at this point how much of a superpower emotions are, and being able to be emotionally balanced and emotionally stable. And I think what I'm learning along my journey is that the real job of an empath is to be in control, to be master of their emotions, not to hide from them, not to run from them, not to make an enemy of them, and not to make an enemy of anybody else. And I believe that true empathic communication, at least what I'm learning, is when I'm really effectively empathically communicating with the hologram around me, is when I am 100% tuned into me and what I need, and I harmonize with those needs. So it becomes less about what anybody else is feeling or thinking or the energy around you. Again, many of us empaths, even if you read about empaths, it's all about protect yourself and go like shield up when you're in environments that feel dense, and just make sure you don't put yourself in certain situations. And I get that, and that all has a place, so I'm not discounting any of that. But what it does ultimately is just make you feel weak and vulnerable. It doesn't really empower you at all, because it makes you feel like you have constantly something to hide from. But as I've been going along in my healing journey, I've noticed that the more I open up, the more I just allow myself to feel whatever I feel and allow it to come out and then release it, the more free I get, and emotions become less scary. And then I realize that as I'm harmonizing with the hologram around me, which Amanda's hologram is how I perceive it. So even though we all share a consensus reality, my reality is different than most people's because I see things uniquely, but it's all connected and it's all the same. So my only job really is to harmonize with my own reality. And I've noticed that if I harmonize and give myself what I need at any given moment, step into my power, knowing that my power is, a large part of my power is my ability to be sensitive to myself, not to other people, but to myself, and give myself what I need, and to harmonize with me, or harmonize with the hologram. I've noticed that when I do that, everyone around me seems so much happier. Everyone around me seems less, like their emotions seem less scary to me, or I feel less threatened. I feel that I can't even speak. I don't feel the need to have to protect myself. I feel safe. I feel like I remember the oneness. Again, when you can really tune into your empathic abilities without fear, you can feel that when you harmonize and give yourself what you need, you can start trusting. You can start trusting. You can trust emotions, because you know that you can take care of yourself, rather than no, emotions are just going to come over you like a wave and swallow you. So you having a point of reference, which is you, like in my case, Amanda's always my touch point for where I'm at empathically. And if I'm pushing her too hard, then I stop and I give her what I need. And how I used to do it was the opposite way. I used to feel everyone around me and try to adjust myself accordingly, always trying to adjust myself to fit in the hologram of everybody else's emotions. And that always made me feel smaller and smaller and weaker and weaker. And actually what it translated like to most people is that I didn't share myself with people. A lot of my closest friends were like, I feel like you don't actually share yourself with me. And it was because I didn't, because I was just trying to be what they needed, or trying to feel what they felt and give them what they needed, and I wasn't authentic. It wasn't authentic. It felt authentic because I felt like it's what I was feeling, but I was projecting. I was like trying to figure out what everybody else is feeling, which is actually a form of projection. And I have a video where I talk about projection versus empathy. And I truly believe they're two. It's like the X-verse or inverse of the same energy, but it's actually the wrong way to. Well, I don't like the word wrong, but it's actually a non-effective way to use your empathic abilities, when you project them out and feel what everyone else feels, and then translate them to you, and then adjust yourself accordingly. It really just weakens you and makes you smaller and makes you feel like you're at the mercy of everybody else. So for me, I've learned that my touch point is always Amanda. How does Amanda feel? Because again, if you're really empathic, you're picking up how everybody else feels. So touch point is you. And me, because most of my emotions are in my body, like my physical body is always my indication. And sometimes I push myself like energetically, empathically, or even psychically a little further than my body wants to go, and I always regret it. Always, always, always regret it. And so really tuning into my empathic abilities and how I feel has caused me to really have to tune into my body and what my body needs, instead of using my body as an escape and to withdraw from the world. Now I'm literally using my body as the coordinates for the hologram. So my body, I use my body as a reference point to tell me where I need to be harmonized. And as I've done this, my body's a lot healthier. I haven't been sick for the longest time. Really, I don't even remember the last time I was like actually sick. I've had days where I've had low energy, but I haven't been sick for a really long time. I've lost weight. I feel more energetic. I feel like I have space to move and spread out rather than always shrinking. And I also realize that as someone who travels all the time and is always sort of in new environments, I realize I always go through this grief period when I go to a new place and I'm missing where I was. And I realize that what it is I miss the part of me that I really got comfortable in and learned to be me. And when I go into new environments, I often, again, I just naturally, it's a survival mechanism almost. I almost like make Amanda really, really small, and I tune into the environment around me, and I like have to feel it out and know what it is, to know where I can feel safe, and then kind of adjust myself. And I just moved to Sedona, and because it's so intense here, and as an empath, the energy can be really... for me, both times I've been here, I lived here last July, it took me a couple weeks to adjust to the energy. Specifically where I live, it's like right in the middle of a lot of vortex energy. It took me a while to adjust, and it just forced me to have to be really on top of how I felt and not do what I normally do, which is tune into the hologram and then try to adjust. And every time I try to do that in Sedona, I get the shit kicked out of me. I can't do it. It's like Sedona forces me to know, you have to tell us how you feel. You have to empathically communicate to the hologram, and then you harmonize with it. Then the hologram knows how to harmonize with you. And if you don't empathically communicate where you're at and how you feel, and sometimes for some people you have to do it verbally, because some people aren't very empathic. So I'm not saying just let people figure out how you feel, but in terms of the hologram around you, let it know how you feel, and know that through your body, and know that you can just adjust accordingly, and know that there's no wrong or right way to feel. And the best thing that you can do for yourself in any given moment is be 100% authentic with how you feel. And if you're confused about, is this mine or is this someone else's, it doesn't really matter. If you feel something, just, okay, I feel anger right now. I'm not sure if it's mine. I'm not sure if it's coming from somewhere else, but I feel it. I want to validate it. I want to acknowledge it, validate it, express it, and release it in the most harmonic way that's best for me and best for everyone around me. So it kind of becomes less about whose is whose and ownership of what, because when you learn to use your empathic abilities to communicate at a oneness level, then all that matters is self-love. Because if you're loving yourself, and if you're harmonizing with your own grid and you're harmonizing with your own hologram, that's the most loving thing you can do for anyone around you. And it's truthfully what I've learned in my own life. The more I harmonize with myself, the more respect people have for me, the more people trust my love for them, all of that. So just some thoughts I have on empathic communication. I highly encourage you to just really think about only really tuning into how you feel, and give yourself what you need, no matter what it is, and worry less about how the world feels and how the energy feels around you and how you have to hide from it, but step through it and allow your body to be the place that anchors you and also harmonizes you. So, all right, let me know if you have any questions. By the way, so the Empowering the Sacral Chakra class, which is just for women, starts on April 22nd. It's going to be a really awesome class on healing and empowering the sacral chakra, which is like our creativity, our giving, receiving, our sexuality, all of that energy. A lot of us have it blocked. And I've done a lot of work with this chakra in the last couple of years, and so the class is just sort of sharing my experience and freeing up that energy and my process still. Because I think it's a matter of always kind of keeping on top of our energies and not letting it get stagnant. And then the membership group is going, right now it's the Intuitive Magic class, and even if you want to join, you can start late. All the information's in the class, so you can still do it at your own pace. But if you join, I'll add you to the group and you can catch up on all the stuff. Next month, I can't remember what next month's class is for the membership group, but I'll post it in the link below. And what else? I still have the Empowering Empathic Abilities online class available, which is you do it at your own pace, and it's just when you sign up, I just send you a link to a password protected page, and it has all the information in there on healing empathic abilities, empowering your empathic abilities, and then creating with emotions. Those are 3 classes that I have up right now that are just do at your own pace. And I'm actually doing a special for all 3 of them because they kind of go hand in hand. All of them go together. So if you want to do all 3 of them, I'm going to be offering them at a discounted price to do all 3 together. And I'll be putting that link up soon too. So I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, oh, there's the Empathic Abilities online group too on Facebook, which is just a free group that we support each other and connect. So if you want to join that group too, the link will be posted below. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you enjoy this beautiful vortex energy. This is what a vortex does to trees. It makes the branches curve because the energy is moving in spiral. So it's really cool to go to powerful vortex places and see how the energy moves. It's pretty awesome. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I love you. Ciao.